you spoke about inequality.
Yes.
Similarly, the other division, which is not much talked about, but is a real big challenge, the disconnect between urban narrative and rural narrative, the different aspiration. We somewhere are trying to fit certain old models globally tried, not sure whether they are successful or flop. And there is no clarity even from RSS and BJP on that front. They talk a lot about.
Yeah, all parties do here. And the process of smaller and smaller farms is a process that goes back many years. And what do? You're getting increasing number of children of farmers are looking for something else to do. And it may be smart to have, industries set up in rural areas where they can be employed. Many come to cities and go into the slums of cities looking for jobs because they're very desperate. I don't know how many people I meet every day, who are driving a taxi or something else who have come from some village. And I often ask them, why are you here? There's no job. They're looking for jobs. The aspirant class in India is large and growing. Modi won in many ways because he appealed to that aspirant class. The argument, the narrative was Gujarat was one of India's fastest growing states and that created jobs. That is still the narrative, but it's one that many people don't believe anymore because, that not all that many jobs, jobs have been created, but not at the rate that's required, to provide jobs and advances to people.
So, sir, what is your assessment on these two issues? Because many believe that Mr. Modi won with such a handsome mandate because liberal Indians and younger population voted for him. How do you see their mood today?
Younger people did. We have statistics to show that. When you define liberal, I'm not sure who gets into that category.
Because we put people in different baskets.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a difficult
those
basket.
Those people who never voted for BJP for the first time.
Some did, yes, some did. Many didn't, but some did. I'd say the major reason for success, at least according to the polls I've seen, is the aspirant class, especially the poor aspirant class, voted for the BJP and Modi.
So BJP's another big trouble was appealing to poor and appealing to Dalits to really expand its vote base.
But it succeeded, on both. It got over 34% of the Dalit vote. Now, according to recent polls, that percentage has gone down, but it's still significant.
But 2014 was an exceptional circumstances.
But it was exceptional in part because of Modi. In part because of Modi.
Of course, yes.
He stepped into he made that a presidential election for the first time in India. This next one is likely to be a presidential type election as well. But he made it a presidential election with him as the core of it. And from all accounts that I see, he may be even more popular than his party. In terms of who supports him, it was the aspirant class, and they need to keep that. They need to keep this class, which was very largely young people, desperately looking for jobs. In this country, there is a kind of desperation. Partly it's traditional family functions, particularly boys, but increasingly girls. They need to get a job.
Sir, you used a very important word, desperation.
Yes.
And now then there is a sense of deprivation. And then there is a new challenge in this country, what we thought was fringe factor. The large scale violence. They are not the crime driven by individual consideration, crime of passion. They are the violence driven by social, political motivations.
Only some. That's only somewhat true. One has to be careful when, identifying who these people are, that there are a lot of them are thugs, but some are not. And the RSS has tended to identify the issue as one of law and order. Fine and good, but that's probably not enough. They really need to do more, I think, to speak out on this issue.
That's my question. Do you think they have adequately responded on time, effectively, because there is a charge on them that there is a sense of impunity among the perpetrators. There is a sense of complacency. There is a sense of actually silent support.
Well, there's a sense of empowerment. That's no doubt about it. And I think, this is one thing where the government really has to do more. My wife tells me, though, in talking to her own workers, the sense of outrage of the killing of the cow is a very real one. Not just a law and order issue. It is a law and order issue, but it's more than that.